It is with a grateful heart that I share this award with you. Now, I know I may not be an actor, a professional athlete, or a physician, all likely recipients of such honor. Perhaps I'm here today because I might remind you of someone you may know. As a girl born in Queens, deeply rooted in family, I grew up with an intense sense of creativity and all the while still very unhappy. At age 15, everything I once thought to be true collapsed in on itself, and by 19, I dropped out of college. And then, at 28, again at 34, and this most recently, this past winter at 38 years of age, I have found myself crying on the inpatient floor of a New York City hospital. I have been on the brink of thousands of deaths, created nooses out of belts more times than I can count on my fingers, and looked to subway tracks for salvation each time they whizzed by. Day in and day out, I'd question my very existence, and yet somehow, some way, some reason, I am still here, standing before you. It is perhaps because each time, each moment, when the struggle seems too great to endure, I have asked something from you, my family member, my friend, my mentor, or my teacher. I have asked of you a promise. And I'd say in some form or another now, I'm going to do all that I can to live out my life if you just please believe in me. Those are the words that have brought me to my knees and picked me up on my feet. For when I've been on the brink of death, when I've been determined to die, and having held that noose in my hands or stood upon that very ledge, I remember the promise I made. And so I'd phone you, and you dropped everything to see me with all my pain and confusion, with all my shame and self-loathing, with all my despair and longing. And still you say, Amanda, I see you, and yes, I still believe in you. In those few moments when the pain of 1 minute seems to last an eternity, whether you are my friend, my husband, my high school teacher, or my therapist, you have shown a spotlight unto my wounds and recognized me for all that I am. Because you lingered there and told me there was nothing to be ashamed of, that it was okay to be who I was, to be human, to be me. I began to believe that this struggle no longer prevented me from living, but in fact can be the very reason why I am alive. For now, my struggle becomes an opportunity for compassion, and my pain a battle cry to continue on. My curiosity, a reason to remain curious. Excuse me. You see, you have helped me become my own kind of hope. Now, I know I have borderline personality disorder, but I also know that this pain will never fully go away. I don't know if my pain will ever fully go away, but we of the living cannot wait until then. There is too much to do in the time that we have here to wait for it to go away in order for our lives to begin, in order for us to do the work we are called to do, to be all that we are so that others can be all that they are too. So today, right now, right here, in a sea of hundreds of people, I ask that you make a promise to those who struggle. Believe we are worthy of striving, worthy of pursuing, worthy of our wounds, and worthy of our lives. For when we share our wounds with one another, when we see eye to eye, when we believe in all that we are, we realize not only how much we can do, but how much we matter as we share our humanity and our hearts for each other. Now, in light of the promise that I asked of you, I invite you right now to turn to your neighbor and say, and I know this might be a little awkward at first, but I ask you to be brave and look at them in the eye on the count of 3 and say, I see you. You ready? 1, 2, 3, I see you. Now we are ready to believe in each other, and I believe in you too. Thank you very much.